The NFL is a league defined by moments, those singular, unforgettable plays that leave fans speechless and forever etch themselves into the annals of sports history. Few moments exemplify this better than the Minneapolis Miracle. On January 14, 2018, during the NFC Divisional Round, the Minnesota Vikings and New Orleans Saints delivered one of the most dramatic endings the NFL has ever seen. This wasn't just a game, it was an emotional roller coaster that culminated in an impossible play, leaving Vikings fans in tears of joy and Saints fans in utter disbelief. To understand why this moment resonated so deeply, let's revisit the context, the stakes, and the unforgettable sequence that made history. The 2017 Minnesota Vikings had enjoyed a season to remember. Guided by head coach Mike Zimmer, they boasted a top-ranked defense that smothered opponents and a surprisingly efficient offense led by quarterback Case Keenum. Keenum wasn't the starter when the season began, but injuries to Sam Bradford and Teddy Bridgewater thrust him into the spotlight. Against all odds, Keenum exceeded expectation, leading the Vikings to a 13-3 record and the NFC North crown. On the other side of the field stood the New Orleans Saints, a powerhouse led by future Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees. The Saints, too, had enjoyed a remarkable season, propelled by the rookie running back duo of Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. After years of middling performances, New Orleans had rebuilt its roster and looked primed for another Super Bowl run under head coach Sean Payton. The stakes couldn't have been higher: a spot in the NFC Championship game and a chance to inch closer to football immortality. The matchup was also layered with historical significance. The Vikings, despite their storied history, had a reputation for heartbreaking playoff losses. From the Hail Mary game against the Dallas Cowboys in the 1975 playoffs to their crushing defeat in the 1998 NFC Championship game, the franchise carried a legacy of coming up short in the biggest moments. For Vikings fans, this game represented yet another chance to rewrite their narrative and prove that destiny was on their side. Meanwhile, the Saints had a point to prove as well. Following the infamous Bountygate scandal that had cast a shadow over the organization, New Orleans was desperate to remind the world of their talent and resilience. Brees, now in his late 30s, understood that his championship window was closing, making every playoff run more significant than the last. The game began with the Vikings in complete control. Minnesota's defense, the hallmark of their success, stifled Brees and the Saints' high-powered offense. Meanwhile, Keenum and the Vikings' offense methodically built a 17-0 halftime lead, leaving the crowd at US Bank Stadium buzzing with anticipation. It felt like destiny was on their side. Minnesota's dominance in the first half was a testament to their preparation and execution. The defensive line, led by Everson Griffin and Linval Joseph, constantly pressured Brees, forcing hurried throws and disrupting his rhythm. Harrison Smith, the Vikings' all-pro safety, patrolled the secondary with precision, shutting down deep passes and limiting the Saints' big play potential. On offense, Keenum's poise and accuracy kept the Saints' defense off balance, while Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs made key catches to sustain drives. But as the second half began, the tide began to turn. Brees, ever the competitor, orchestrated a masterful comeback, dissecting the Vikings' defense with precision. The Saints chipped away at the lead, scoring 14 unanswered points in the third quarter. By the fourth, it was a back-and-forth battle, with both teams trading blows like heavyweight fighters. With less than 2 minutes left, the Saints took their first lead of the game on a clutch 43-yard field goal by Will Lutz, making it 24-23. The Vikings, now trailing, had one final chance to salvage their season. Starting at their own 25-yard line, Keenum and the offense needed to move into field goal range quickly. As time ticked away, the Vikings managed to advance the ball, but a false start penalty and an incomplete pass left them in a precarious situation. Facing 3rd and 10 from their own 39-yard line with just 10 seconds remaining, the odds of a comeback seemed impossibly slim. The crowd braced for heartbreak. What followed next defied belief. Keenum took the snap and scanned the field. The Saints' defense dropped into prevent coverage, aiming to stop any deep passes. Keenum launched a desperate pass down the right sideline, targeting wide receiver Stephon Diggs. Diggs leapt into the air, catching the ball near the Saints' 34-yard line. Time appeared to stand still. At that moment, Saints safety Marcus Williams dove in for a tackle, but he missed. Williams' miscalculation left Diggs untouched, and with nothing but green turf ahead of him, Diggs sprinted into the end zone as the game clock hit 0. The stadium erupted in a deafening roar. The Vikings had done it, a 61-yard touchdown to win the game, 29-24. The image of Diggs tossing his helmet in celebration remains one of the most iconic visuals in NFL history. The play was as much about execution as it was about instinct. Keenum's throw was perfectly placed, and Diggs' concentration in securing the catch under pressure showcased his elite skill set. Meanwhile, the crowd's reaction underscored the magnitude of the moment, as fans embraced, cried, and celebrated in unison. For the Vikings, the Minneapolis Miracle wasn't just a play. It was a moment of validation for a team that had overcome adversity all season. Fans celebrated as if the Vikings had already won the Super Bowl, reveling in the sheer improbability of what they'd just witnessed. Case Keenum's post-game reaction said it all. "That's the most amazing thing I've ever been a part of." The aftermath also brought renewed attention to the importance of preparation and resilience in high-pressure situations. Mike Zimmer's coaching philosophy, emphasizing discipline and execution, played a crucial role in setting up the team for success in those final seconds. For the Saints, the loss was devastating. Marcus Williams, who had played a strong rookie season, became the unfortunate scapegoat for the missed tackle. The play served as a painful reminder of how cruel sports can be, even for the most talented team. Yet, it also highlighted the razor-thin margins that define playoff football, where a single mistake can overshadow an entire season. Years later, the Minneapolis Miracle remains a defining moment in NFL history. It's a reminder of football's unpredictability and the razor-thin margin between glory and heartbreak. For the Vikings, it provided an unforgettable chapter in their storied history, even though they fell short in the NFC Championship game the following week. But beyond its immediate impact, the Minneapolis Miracle endures because of what it represents: hope, perseverance, and the magic that can happen when preparation meets opportunity. It's the kind of moment that turns casual fans into lifelong devotees and keeps die-hard fans coming back season after season. The play also sparked discussions about the future of the NFL's overtime and playoff rules, as many debated whether games should allow both teams a chance to possess the ball regardless of circumstances. This broader conversation about fairness and competition added another layer to the Miracle's legacy. The Minneapolis Miracle wasn't just a game-winning touchdown. It was a culmination of drama, skill, and raw emotion that captured the essence of why we love football. For Vikings fans, it's a cherished memory. For Saints fans, a haunting reminder. For everyone else, it's a play that epitomizes the sheer unpredictability of the NFL. Even today, as fans revisit that fateful night, the question lingers: what if? What if Williams had made the tackle? What if the Vikings had carried that momentum all the way to a Super Bowl win? These are the questions that make the Minneapolis Miracle not just a play, but a legend that will echo through NFL history forever. In the end, the Minneapolis Miracle serves as a reminder that football is more than a game. It's a collection of stories that capture our hearts and imagination, inspiring generations to come.